Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Likt podcast. I'm your host, iluvwheat or Thomas, and I'm with my co-host, as always, Lewis or...
Me, Carmick Moss, woo.
Yeah. And basically, so yeah,
this podcast isn't late.
It's pretty late because of the fact that, so over the weekend I had people visiting, so I couldn't get a lot of things done, like videos, and then and this podcast, and then as soon as I was ready and we had a topic, which is the Pirates of the Caribbean, you began to feel unwell, yeah, so that happened.
Well, more than just it's my appendix, which isn't there anymore, that's attacking me.
So yeah,
sorry back from the grave.
Sorry for the lateness, but hopefully you will get extreme joy in some. I mean, this time we have quite a bit of news, even though I left a lot of it out because it's kind of dumb. But anyway, so we'll start with. So, there were some more Inhumans pictures and stuff like that for the show Inhumans, and the teleporting dog Lockjaw has shown up, which is pretty good. Or no, actually, it was in a Twitter video, and it was like he teleported, and this car was like, holy shit, and they crashed into a pole or something. Pretty good.
It's also supposed to be a big dog, like it's huge.
It's a pretty huge dog, yeah. But yeah, so it's nice that they're setting the ground at like, oh yeah, this is gonna be ridiculous, whatever. And I'm not sure if it's them, but there is it might be Inhumans, but there's also a dog that is like, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy dog, like Cosmo. He might be showing up in Inhumans where he can like read minds and be he's a telepathic dog and shit and telekinetic.
That's pretty. Which is nice. Pretty random.
Yeah, but it's good to have like crazy shit because, you know, hey, why not? But anyway. The Shocker is in some promo pictures to be seen in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ooh, I like the Shocker.
Yeah, so it would be cool if he was like so the Vulture seems like he's going to be the main villain. So yeah, I could like. So the way it apparently is supposed to be going down is that, you know, if you know, a kid can get superpowers and become fucking Spider-Man, then it's supposed to be the same thing with like, hey, any random crook or guy could just get, you know, these technology and become anything. So yeah, Shocker and Vulture, and it'll be seen with more people like that, I would assume. So
yeah, the
Tinker is probably going to be the big guy. So like now, so far it does seem a little bit like it might suffer from every Spider-Man film except for the first two, which is villain overload.
Too many villain. Yeah,
and I mean it. Again, it is fine if the Tinkerer is kind of introduced a little bit where he's just giving out the stuff, and that's fine. And then like he goes and beats up some crooks and maybe Shocker, and then like, and it's pretty easy to him. But then, you know, bam, there's the Vulture who's pretty good. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. There were some Aquaman set photos. Basically at the docks at Amnesty Bay, which I assume, well, I think I'm almost definitely sure that's where he is in the New 52 or the Rebirth or whatever to have grown up. Amnesty Bay, where his dad is a normal human and his mother is an Atlantean, which is pretty good. No, his mother's just a fish, and yeah, so I'm not sure if we're gonna get that origin basically. So I'm not sure if he's gonna be half Atlantean, because that way he is still heir to the throne, but also he's weaker than most Atlanteans. And there's some versions where Atlanteans are basically, they can survive on land and on sea, and he's just half human, which means basically nothing, but he's less powerful. But or he knows about humans, I guess. You know, he's quite a, you know, good fish. Or there's some versions where he's the only one who can really breathe out of water because he's half human. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully that'll be a good movie. I really think it will be, though.
I would like it to be good too.
We've also got some sad news, very sad news. Roger Moore, who was James Bond at a point, died age 89 of cancer. So
that is sad, and I didn't know about that, and I don't know who he is.
Yeah, played one of the Bonds. I'm not really sure. It's more the older Bonds, but James Bonds, regardless though, 89's still a good age. But then again, you know, again.
It's not as good as 90.
But, you know, yeah. So, sad he died, but again, at least it wasn't like, you know, 20 or something. So that's that is the upside. And even more sad news.
Oh no!
Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide at age 20.
Yes.
Yeah, it happened a while ago, and it was kept under wraps by him. Obviously, the family knew, I would assume. But yeah, no one else really knew. He was trying to keep it private, and he was working on Justice League for a while, and now he has decided to step away a bit, because of the fact that he said he was like focusing too much on work and trying to like get it out of his head, and it wasn't healthy for him, so he decided to step away from Justice League and you know work on whatever he's just calm himself, I suppose. And
yeah, that's pretty sad.
Joss Whedon is taking over the reins, which he's apparently been working on it for quite a while, like a good bit at least. Justice League,
Okay.
which is good. Well, it's good that it's good that it's not just he's been thrown the reins now. He's been on it for a while apparently and working with it, so that's good. And also, Joss Whedon is quite good at movies. So yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, hopefully, thoughts and prayers go out to both of those people and their families. Yes. And anyway.
Yeah.
So, on a completely different shift of tone, Josh Brolin, who will be playing Cable most likely in Deadpool 2, showed a workout video where he's just shredding it, just pumping iron.
Who is Josh Brolin? What's he been in?
I'm not sure if he's really been in anything. He's quite a low down actor. I mean, he's definitely been in something, and people are going to be yelling at me. But he's quite low. He's quite like a, I think, unknown actor-ish type person, but quite good. He's got the white hair. He's pretty ripped at the moment. He's doing some good workouts, which is nice.
I would have liked for them to have gone. What's his name?
Yeah, the guy with the scar from Avatar,
Yeah,
the white hair guy. I was gonna say Ang Lee, but he made the Hulk something Lee. Anyway. But yeah, at least so there you go, ripped news. I think he's like, I don't know what he's it's not, he's curling, but he's like curling. He might actually be deadlifting. Either way, he's pretty big. He's pretty big at the moment. He's not like Cable big to the point where he's basically the Hulk, but he's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Hulk, so there was a set photo from Ragnarok released where it's Hulk's bed, and it looks like the same bed from Planet Hulk. So we assume he might have a similar-ish experience, with having a hot wife and then pregnant and then possibly and then dying. Yeah. And then he might try and destroy the Avengers. But I mean, I think they might work it into a way where it's like it might be Thanos who does it, and that's why he helps in Infinity War maybe. So there is some good stuff like that, or that could be good. But anyway, yeah, nice. So Captain Marvel, Marvel Captain Marvel, who's the chick. It said that it will be kind of similar to Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, basically because of it'll be like Doctor Strange in the way where she'll be going into kind of another realm-ish type thing, but the realm will be the place that Ant-Man went when he went subatomic, I think, is how it's going to work.
Oh.
So maybe it's that universe and she doesn't have to, I guess, be subatomic or whatever, but like maybe that's the universe he went to or something, I don't know. But it's going to be similar to Doctor Strange in that way where she will have trippy moments, I think,
cool.
maybe, which will be nice. And I mean, those are both decent movies. I liked Ant-Man more than Doctor Strange. Yeah.
I think I'd probably agree.
But if it has any like similar like visuals to Doctor Strange, like Captain Marvel, then it'll be great because that was quite visually interesting, and I really liked that film for what it did. And then Ant-Man, Ant-Man could have been better if they kept Edgar Wright on and just let him have creative control. But then again, they did have to fit it into the universe, which is a whole thing. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So there's been some Wonder Woman controversy for the most retarded shit. So everyone's like, so apparently there was a while ago where feminists were like, wow, she's supposed to be this Amazon warrior who like is always like who's been fighting and doesn't like whatever. She's basically a barbarian, yet she has shaved armpits.
Oh my god.
And I mean, I understand that isn't normal, but then again, she's technically an alien, so.
And also, she's an actor or an actress, so she might just like shaving her armpits.
Well, I mean, like even then, even if she doesn't, if it's for the film, it's for the film. But like the easy way you could explain it is just be like, yeah, she's a different race. They don't have body hair from the neck down, easy as. Like it's like you can just say that and it's fine. Like who can dispute it's an alien race anyway? But I don't know. But aside from that, there's also been there's been outrage from the fact that there will be a female only showing like a week after the film comes out, or maybe 5 days, like June 6th. So basically that there will be like there'll be a showing where like only women can come see
I
the
don't
film or
think
something
that's
like that.
fair.
Well, like so obviously there'll be the original one and then you can watch whatever. But there's going to be like a female only one because of the fact that this is a big debut and hasn't really been like a great big female only superhero film yet. And DC are kind of going to be the first ones to properly do it. So
Because there aren't any male on, like, there's not male only showings.
yeah, but then again, there have been like tons of male superhero movies, whereas this is the only real first female one.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is, that's fine. But there have been outrage from meninists, or what you call it, men's right activists, which shouldn't be a thing, but they're like, how dare they? It's not as if we could just see the film anyway, and this is a different showing for, like, I don't know why they're pissed off about it.
I do find weird, look, because they're being like, hey, look, you're a different type of person to men, so we'll give you your whole cinema screening for yourself.
Well, no, I mean, weird. Like, but again, like, well, we could get into this huge argument, but it's fine, like, acknowledging that hey, women haven't been a big figure in comic book movies, like they haven't gotten their own films, or they haven't been shown in the best of light, where Scarlett Johansson's whole thing is just being hot, like
she's also a pretty good fighter,
but but like and she hasn't had like the only like, and even then she doesn't even have any powers compared to the rest of them, which do except for Scarlet Witch, who does have powers, but then again whatever.
Anyway, Hawkeye doesn't have powers.
Exactly, and who cares about him? But anyway,
I like Hawkeye.
But like acknowledging that and then going, hey, why not have a female only showing just to celebrate that this is a new thing? That's fine. I don't mind that. I think it's cool. I'm gonna dress up in a wig and go to it. But again, it's only in one country thingy. So like, again, it's not like worldwide where they're like, yeah, let's do it. It's just in this one city or country. So again, if you're like, people aren't even in that particular place and they're like, oh yeah, I'm upset about it because I can't go. It's not like I can just see the movie when it comes out, or like any of the 4 days afterwards, or just in another city. But anyway, regardless, whatever. People get angry about shit. But yeah, so aside from that, Kristen Dunst. So Kristen Dunst, who played Mary, whatever her name is, the redheaded chick.
MJ.
Yeah, Mary Jane. Yeah.
Mary Jane. Yeah.
And she said that. So she was asked about the reboots and about working on and being in Spider-Man and all that. She said she really liked being in those movies, and she really wished they had made a fourth one because she knew the third one was shit, and she wanted to go back and have a big like coup de grace, or big wave a big bon voyage to Spider-Man that was really good. They didn't want it to end on a real shit note. But and then the director also talked about how like they were like, it wasn't working and none of them could get the script proper, and then there was an amicable departing between the director and the company. But regardless, she said that she really wished it had been better. And then she waited on the reboots, and she said someone was like, what do you think of the reboots? And she's like, I don't really care about them too much, they're whatever. And then she said something like, oh yeah, she says, when people think of Spider-Man, they usually think of our movies, not their movies. And then she also said,
wow.
And she said, in general, I'd rather be in our films than their ones. And now listen, I don't like the first Amazing Spider-Man isn't great. I think it's not bad, but I don't think it's great. I like
the first one.
It's a bit odd to me. Some parts of it. It kind of like at a certain point I walked in and my mom was actually watching it the other day, and I kind of realized like you could basically think this isn't a real movie. Like, this kind of does look like a Spider-Man parody in many ways. It doesn't actually look like a proper thing to me anyway. And the second one was absolute garbage, and obviously the third Spider-Man movie isn't good, but the first two are quite great. Although she in general, like, out of the two of them, Gwen and her Gwen is definitely better in the movies, because she actually does things. But again, to set up that kind of dynamic and have it be very dramatic with her not knowing and then them breaking up because he's distant and all that type of stuff, you have to have her not know. And again, she isn't, in the comics smart or very, and in the thing she isn't very charismatic in the way that Gwen is in these different movies. But then
I really didn't like MJ in those movies. I actually hate. I don't watch those movies because I don't like those scenes where she's like, she likes everyone but Peter.
Yeah. And I mean, it is it is quite like, you know, and again, yeah, I think overall she isn't as great, but I guess for the type of movies they are, you can't really have all the focus on her. And again, overall they are more like sad people. Like Spider-Man's quite sad all the time, and so is she. But and in the new movies, I guess they're more like charismatic and jokey. But again, just overall, I think worse films. But anyway, Spider-Man, yeah. But yeah, she's dropping bombs on the new Spider-Man and all
They
that.
keep on spaghetti.
Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 came out.
Oh, it's not out, but the
Trailer came out.
It looks great. I'm buying it the second it comes out on Steam. I don't care if it's €60.
What's in it again? I can't remember from the trailer.
It just jumps around between some different people. One of my scenes I remember the most, first of all, you see the Hulk in his new Ragnarok skin, so he's wearing the armor and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But also you get to see the different versions of Spider-Man. There's Spider-Gwen, she's in it.
That's nice, yeah.
I also think there's the 2099 Spider-Man, but I'm not too sure, I can't remember. It shows Loki. Oh, who's the bad guy? I can't remember the main bad guy's name.
Yeah. Does he know what he looks like or anything?
I think he could have been big and purple, but he wasn't Thanos.
Yeah.
Well, while we're sitting here, I'll search it up quietly.
But also, so yeah, for those of you who don't know, Spider-Gwen is basically Gwen Stacy, again, Spider-Man's love interest in the comics sometimes. She was given like these two different comics where she is Spider-Gwen, where she's got like, I think, the best Spider-Man suit to date, where it's all white and like a hood.
Oh yeah, I do.
It's got like black patterns on it and like I think red like spider webbing on it and stuff like that, which is great. And yeah, she basically got Spider-Man powers. She goes around and helps people. And then another one where it's Gwenpool, where again she's got all white, but it's kind of pinkish red in certain areas and whatever. And basically she's like Deadpool, but she's Gwen. So yeah, pretty good.
Okay, so just continuing on, I just found a few pictures. So there's also going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy in it.
Yeah.
There's Ego the Living Planet as a planet.
Yeah.
And it looks creepy because like his eyes are it looks super creepy for Lego.
Yeah.
There is Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Gwen with the hood on and all that, looks really good. Yeah. There's Baby Groot, and from the looks of the trailers, one of his things is he turns into Big Groot.
That's pretty good. In the previous one, he existed. You could get him, but basically he was just a Hulk clone kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a picture of the bad guy, and I'm not seeing him.
Yeah.
Wait.
But either way, everyone's been like, "Oh yeah, this is great and exciting, and it's going to be hopefully better than the last one." Because the last one was pretty good, but again, I think it was quite short. I think the story mode.
You played that for like 10 hours straight.
Listen, it was quite short.
Yeah. I can't find.
Well, because the thing is, when I played the Harry Potter ones, like it's 4 years of Harry Potter in one game, and I was like, yeah, that's great. Like what? But with in the Lego one, it seemed quite short. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, if you find it, we'll come back to it. But so also
we'll keep searching here while we're
Gotham season 3. The ending is supposedly going to be having Ra's al Ghul come into play.
Okay.
So an immortal man, which is pretty good, I guess. They've already introduced kind of bringing people back to life and shit.
Yeah, with the Joker.
Yeah, and other stuff. But I mean, I don't know. All that bringing people back to life and stuff. That would have been pretty good if they did say it was the Lazarus Pit or something. I don't know. Unless this is how it's going to be, where like all along it was because of something in Gotham City River or something, like everyone, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so Ra's al Ghul come to play, which is pretty good. He's quite a nice character. Yeah. He's got
Ra's al Ghul's cool.
He's got a good dynamic with the whole, like, he technically trained Bruce sometimes, and then in some versions in most versions, Batman's trying to bang Talia al Ghul, and then the dad's like, "Yo, fam, let's become an assassin and be part of our guild," and then it's like, "No." And then and then in the newer one, he trains his son Damian Wayne and all that, and it's pretty good. It's quite good.
Yeah. So then, just with Ra's al Ghul, so then I wonder if he's going to come in and be like a mentor to Bruce. So he's going to actually train him, because it's like he might be like he's become so good to the point where Alfred can't really train him anymore. Yeah. So Alfred brings in this new guy that no one knows. His name's Ra's al Ghul and all that. That'd be pretty cool.
I would love for like Bruce to be like, oh, I'm pretty, because you know the way he was very good against what you call it, Selena, where like he was able to dodge her moves and whatever. So he's a pretty good fighter now. I would like for him to try that on Raish, and Raish to just fucking punch him in the head, just bam. That'd be pretty good. But yeah, so that's good. We'll see what comes to that. I haven't really been watching the show anymore.
I haven't watched it in ages either.
Oh, so Kraven the Hunter and Spider-Woman are in talks to be in like some new like after Spider-Man Homecoming, that some of those movies. So Kraven the Hunter and Spider-Woman might come into it, which is okay. I'm confused because Kraven the Hunter is quite ridiculous, but I mean they could do it quite well if they make him. I mean, again, he could be another joke character for like a next movie at the beginning, but if they're gonna make him into a full-fledged one, they could do that series where Spider-Man. There's a series where Spider-Man. So Kraven the Hunter like shoots Spider-Man with something. I don't know what it is. Like It's like big tranquilizer, but also like it throws him through a wall, and then he puts him like 6 feet under in a grave.
Yeah.
And then Kraven, basically, I think he sets all of Spider-Man's villains to go after him once he gets out of the grave, or he tries and beats them, or Kraven tries to beats them all. Either way, I think like. Yeah, he then sends like all these people to fight Spider-Man, and he sees how Spider-Man beats them all, and then Kraven goes up against him, and he's like, I know how to beat you, and he still loses, but it's pretty good. Although I think it would be pretty dark to have Spider-Man in a grave for like half of a movie. But,
I'm looking at the trailer here. There's also going to be Spider-Man Noir skin.
Oh, that's great, and that's good.
Yeah, I'm just... The trailer takes place with Rocket as kind of the narrator, from what I remember, as I'm watching it here.
Yeah.
And the big Groot, he looks really cool. Like, he doesn't look like, you know, those one piece guys in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
He's like loads of Lego pieces put together.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Who else are they bringing? Oh, Ant-Man can turn big in it.
Yeah, that's good. In the last one, he can only go small.
Yeah. There's Thor in his new outfit with his hat on.
Yeah.
And short hair.
Like short hair.
Okay, there's the villain. He is a big purple guy, I think. I'm not going to unmute it just in case it comes through, but
yeah.
Oh, I think he's the villain from Doctor Strange.
Oh.
I think that's the main villain. Yeah, that's what it looks like, just based on this big purple guy. Just he's kind of cloud.
Yeah.
Yes, and then at the end it shows that Doctor Strange is there. Okay, I think he's the villain then.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Dormammu, was it?
Yeah, or no, more oh, you mean the giant? Oh yeah, Dormammu. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's him.
That giant guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that could be good because again, magic and all that affects basically everyone.
Great, and Baby Groot is actually so small. He's tiny.
And I mean, imagine comparing him to the Hulk. OMG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, Kraven could be good. Again, also could be a nice Joe character because in the '60s he used to shoot lasers out of his nipples.
Really?
That was, I think, his first debut.
That's an impressive power to have.
And
nipple shot.
Yeah, and then as for what's her face, Spider-Woman coming in, I don't know how they're gonna do that because like, her origin is quite weird to the point where I think she might just be in most versions. I think now it's accepted that she's just kind of an alternate version, like an alternate dimension.
Talking about Spider-Gwen.
No, I'm talking about Spider-Woman, who's coming in. So, like, I think she's just in some versions she's an alternate dimension. I'm not sure if they're going to intervene, like bring those in. If they do bring those in, though, we could see a crossover between all three Spider-Men so far, which could be pretty good. They might bring it in so that when Tom Holland eventually leaves, they can then bring in a young Spider-Man who could be Miles Morales, the Black Spider-Man.
Yeah,
which could be pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I am excited for the future of that franchise. As long as this next movie is good, they could also do the Black Spider-Man some justice, and yeah, that could be good. Although then again, they are doing that Venom movie, and apparently that's going to be separate. So I don't know how it's going to work.
And it's R-rated, from what I've heard.
Yeah. But anyway. So that's pretty much it. That's all the news I've got. Do you have anything on the tip of your tongue that you remember? Anything like games? Injustice 2 maybe is pretty good. I don't know. Has been getting good reviews. Do you think?
I'm not sure. There is a review by Jeremy Jans that I was going to watch, but I just keep forgetting. Because I haven't seen any gameplays of it on YouTube.
Oh, I've seen someone where someone's like all super moves from
Oh, yeah?
every character, all DLC like just every single and it's
Yeah.
like insane. Like after a day it came out or something like that. It was
I'm still so annoyed that that isn't on PC.
yeah.
Like, if that was, I would definitely have it. I imagine you would probably get it too.
What annoyed me is that Injustice, the first one, didn't go on sale when Injustice 2 came out. Because if it did, I would have gotten that, and then we could have all played that.
Yes. And
But
no, I also would have gotten that.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess
I'm
to
trying
move
to think. I feel like there was something.
in.
I guess. Well, there's some Game of Thrones news, but we don't really talk about that.
Oh, there's just screenshots there's a bunch of screenshots for the new season. I think season 7.
Yeah, there is. But see, now I do a lot of research on this. So, in one of the screenshots, you see the Starks are back together. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this now, but Arya has a dagger on her, which is Littlefinger's. You don't know these people. But it's a Valyrian steel dagger, so some people think Arya might try or might have killed Littlefinger to get it, or maybe Littlefinger gave it to her, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I also, just because I've been rewatching the show recently, there's this theory going around that Varys is related to the Targaryens.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and he does, like, he's taken by a sorcerer, and his dick and balls are cut off and thrown into into a fire. And we know that king's blood or royal blood does help with magic. So I'm questioning if this guy took him because he realised he was a Targaryen, and so therefore he's getting king's blood in a way, or what. I'm not sure, but there's also it's just with the new season coming up. It is only 7 episodes, which is sad, but we do have a release date for it also. But it's sometime next month or the month after. The month after.
Alright. So to move into something that I can talk about, but still in a negative ways, is we saw the new parts of the Caribbean movie, Dead Men Tell No Tales or Salazar's Revenge, depending on what country you're in. Yeah.
Sadly, we got Salazar's Revenge, because Dead Men Tell No Tales is a much better name.
It's like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's and Sorcerer's Stone and all that shit. Philosopher's Stone is better, and also apparently everyone thinks Americans are idiots and they don't know what a fucking sorcerer is. But anyway,
You mean Philosopher?
Philosopher, as well as the fact that also like the movie, the book was a hit. So like I don't know why.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Well, the book might have had a different name over there too.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so. Do you have any initial opinions about the movie? Or actually, no, sorry. Go ahead and bring us through what happened in the movie. Try and do non-spoilers, and then we'll go into spoilers.
Yeah, okay. So the movie is based around this Will Turner's son, and he wants to go find this trident to try save his dad and break Will's curse, so he's not trapped on the Flying Dutchman anymore. And so he, as a kid, he goes and visits his dad by nearly drowning himself.
Yeah.
And his dad's like, "Don't do that, dum-dum. Go back to shore. I'm stuck here forever." And Will's son, his name I forget.
Henry.
He's like, "No, yeah, Henry." He's like, "No, don't even worry. I know what to do." And then it skips to 9 years later, and he's off on a boat, and you learn that he knows loads about these different curses and all that because he's researched them for a long time. And at the meantime, there's this side thing going on with this woman who has this book, and she's trying to find. I don't actually know why she's trying to find the trident. I don't think that's ever brought up.
She's trying to find her dad. Something like that.
Yeah, and so she's trying to find just something like that. Just know what happened to him because she was left at an orphanage.
And she knows that his dad or that her dad wants wants her to know about like this trident or something like that. So she's like, I'll find it. Maybe I'll find answers or something.
Yeah, and so they end up meeting up inside the team together, and Henry's whole thing is he wants Captain Jack Sparrow to go help him because he knows he's such a great pirate, and you meet him and he's pretty washed up at this point. The Black Pearl, well, he was always an alcoholic.
But he's even more of an alcoholic. He's even worse than in the previous ones where like he got by on luck. Now he just gets by on like spit and duct tape at this point.
And so his his boat, the Black Pearl, is trapped from a curse from the other movies and all that. So it's basically just them trying to find the trident, and Barbossa gets involved. He's trying to find it too, but he's captured by Salazar, who's the main bad guy. And the reason he's doing all this and he hates Jack and all that is because Jack causes him to die while he's at sea, and so he gets a curse set on him where he can't step on dry land at all.
And he's basically dead forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he and his crew absolutely hate pirates, and Jack is the one who takes him down.
Yeah.
And Jack was at this point the last pirate. It was the last boat. Everyone else had been killed, and because of him, pirates survived.
Yeah.
And so Salazar is going out and destroying loads of pirate ships. And at this point, the best pirate on the sea is Barbossa. He has like 8 ships under his control.
Yeah.
And he starts hearing news that his ships are being destroyed, and that one man is left on every ship. And
to tell the tale.
Yeah, to tell the tale.
I would tell him myself, but dead men tell no tales. Haha, that
Yeah.
makes no sense if you're watching this in Ireland or the UK or whatever.
I'd tell him myself, but Salazar's revenge.
Yes.
Yeah. But so one of the boats that are attacked is Henry's, or Will's son.
Yeah.
And at this point it's 9 years later, so he's like mid-adult. He actually does look like a bit like Orlando Bloom too. I think he's similar enough.
He's got quite a handsome
to
face.
him. Yes. And so he's there. He's the last person left alive, and he's like, "Do you know this man?" Salazar asks, "What's his name?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's Captain Jack Sparrow." He's like, "Good, tell him a message from me that I'm gonna kill him," basically. And Jack doesn't believe him, but then he's convinced, and he's like, "Oh shit, we have to go find the trident." Yeah. And so they set off on a journey with...
Well, also, like, the reason they're able to escape the curse well, like, they were cursed to be in one place, but then they were able to get out because Jack decided, hey, I'm going to give away this compass that basically is holding them in place, and also gives you, like, shows you your way to your heart's desire, basically.
Yeah, and he was like, you know what, I'll sell that for a bottle of rum.
Yeah. Basically.
And so... in the end, Barbossa is the one who gets his hands on the compass also, but that comes in later. Yeah. And so they're basically journeying along, and they get captured by Barbossa on this stranded island. Barbossa is working for Salazar in order not to die. Yeah. But Barbossa double crosses him, and then they all go off on a journey to go find the trident. Yeah. And long story short, they find it at the end.
Wow, what spoilers. But anyway, yeah, so that's basically the best spoiler-free version of that. I've got some kind of stuff that I just about the film, and then we can talk about some story bits later. So at the beginning, when you see him as a child, the child actor of Henry, I think he's all right. First of all, I thought it was a girl, but second of all, I just didn't think the child actor was that great. Like he just his lines. He kept when he said his lines, they were quite like I don't know. The dad was like, "You need to get away from here," and he's like, "What are you talking about?" But regardless of the accent, he was just like he just said it very straight face with no like real emotion. And I don't know. I didn't believe him for a second. What a shit child actor! Come on.
Well, luckily he's only on the thing for one scene that goes for 5 minutes at most.
Anyway, but yeah. Okay, so the film in general, I think I personally felt no emotion. And I recognize when scenes were supposed to be like really like oh that is supposed to be moving, but or at the very least like they're going for a scene that makes you feel something. End. And for me, it was just kind of like sure. Like I don't care.
I like those scenes just because I'm a fan of the movies, unlike you.
And again, like if you've seen all of them, you probably like would enjoy this movie more because it's probably more of like a Terminator Genesis, where it's like meant to make you feel about the previous movies and make you remember what's good about them. But at least I don't know, for me at least, I was just kind of like whatever. But there's no real hero, I don't really think, because Jack Sparrow's obviously just an asshole the whole movie, and then like. I guess Henry in a way is supposed to be the hero, but for me he never does anything too heroic or doesn't do anything too great. Neither does the chick. And the whole thing where her whole thing was like everyone was like, "Wow, you're letting a girl pilot the ship or whatever," and I'm like, "Didn't we get over this like 10 years ago?" Like,
Yeah, there was the whole thing where Elizabeth became a pirate captain for a while.
yeah, but
And
like,
there was that Chinese woman as well who was a captain. So why they're like, oh my god, we've
Yeah.
never heard of this thing that happened
yeah,
2 movies ago.
and like, yeah, like why, like first of all, and if you're gonna go that way, like, don't fucking so ham-fisted, like. It's a map that no man can read. It's like, good thing I'm a woman, huh? She literally says that. That's not. I'm not joking.
She
That's
does,
a fucking
yeah.
line.
I think she says it more than once.
Oh yeah. But anyway, but yeah. Again, I don't think there's a real hero. There's just, and the
I
villain
don't
is.
think there has to be though.
Yeah, I guess, but it's a kind of a journey where it just kind of things happen to me, and no one does anything too great. Like in the previous movies, you kind of see Jack Sparrow do all this great shit, and while it is usually luck or accent, or maybe even him actually being kind of good. It's in this no one does anything exceptionally great except for at the beginning, and even then I didn't feel like I enjoyed it, but then again I didn't feel like a sense of like wow, that's pretty cool. I just kind of felt like yeah, they're doing everything and Jack is just kind of there being retarded. Anyway,
and also he gets mutinied on so much in this thing, like at least twice. In one movie. And like, you'd think Mr. Gibbs would be like, no, I like cat. No, he's like, you know, fuck you for mutinying. I'm tired of this shit.
And then, well, yeah. At first they kind of leave him, so he has to do everything by himself. And then when he finds him again, he's like, "Why don't I?" He just like, "Well, as captain, I suggest you mutiny me," something like that. Anyway, but yeah, I think but yeah, the villain. Are you still there? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was daydreaming.
So the villain is, I think, is quite generic. His whole thing is, I just want to kill. I mean,
Pirates.
he has quite a noble goal, I guess, which is to kill all pirates. But again, it's kind of to me
Even then, he's still pretty ruthless though. Like, he kills people when they're like asking for like they're surrendering.
Yeah,
and
mercy.
He's like, no, kill them now.
And it is quite threatening that like he is a ghost and he can't like no one can hurt him basically.
Yeah.
And that's quite nice. They have good effects. I think the effects are in general are quite good. Like all of them. So that guy Salazar, he's quite like, so he's amazing. Like and there are a lot of ghosts that are just like half body parts at a certain point. So like this is so that means that there's just a guy who's wearing a full green screen suit but like some pirate attire, which is pretty good.
Yes, there was a guy who's basically just a bottom jaw, a hat,
and a sword,
maybe a hand or something. Yeah, and a foot.
Yeah. Which is pretty good. And the effects, generally are quite good. There are some parts where like, buildings and all that are fun then, and whether that was practical or not looked quite good. I don't think it's practical, but still, quite good.
Yes.
There were times where it felt like really like it was quite dark and I couldn't see what was going on. Maybe I'm blind. But, like at the beginning, and like everything felt quite like weirdly grimy and overly like piratey. I don't know. I know it's a pirate film, but it felt like everything was weirdly slimy. Do you ever get that feeling? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Just looking at the ghosts.
Are you talking about looking at Will too with his whole crab face thing going on?
That was weird, but anyway, yes. But I guess I know whatever. That's an aesthetic thing that I just but yeah.
I liked it.
There are also times, again, as I say, if I think it was a bit too dark, but or like visually, I think tonally the entire movie is kind of like, oh yeah, well, whatever. Like it was quite silly the entire movie.
Yeah. Well, it's not supposed to be taken super seriously. It is.
Yeah.
Partially a comedy. It's a comedy, adventure, action type thing.
But again, then in Moana, like I felt emotion for those characters, despite the fact that it's quite comedy. Again,
it is quite comedy.
Quite comedy, and the serious moments I felt them, even though I knew like, oh yeah, Mary's gonna come back. Mary's gonna come back. We all know, but yeah, you can't just have The Rock in a movie and not have him be the hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, but yeah,
he's quite the dick for a lot of it.
Yeah, he's funny though. I like his song.
He is. His song is pretty good.
But other than that, I don't really have much to say about it. Those are just like non-spoilery things about the movie that I think are thing. The story, the story for me was, again, it was probably more for the fans of the series who watch every movie and enjoy it a lot. But I guess just for a newcomer, it was kind of like, whatever.
Well, I just want to say something I didn't like about the movie, which for the most part I did enjoy, is I would have liked Will to be shown up like more. Like, you think there's some scenes where his son is about to get fucked up. You think all of a sudden he's going to appear and he's going to be some great pirate, but no, he doesn't. He's off doing his own thing, being a person with some barnacles on his face.
Yeah. Oh, and in case you guys, there's a very good scene with some ghost sharks. That's pretty good. So if you guys want to go see a movie just for
that was terrifying. That scene when he jumps out, I actually had a heart attack.
I was just sitting there and I remember like he was about to jump into the water to swim to land, and then the shark just jumps out and you're like, you jumped and then you held your hands up for a good like 30 seconds. You're like, oh god.
It was like, oh Jesus.
I almost got scared from you getting scared. It was like, Jesus Christ, what's happening? Yeah. Anyway, do you have anything else to say about it, non-spoilery?
I don't think so.
Oh, it does follow quite a lot of tropes with like, the guy likes the girl and I don't know, whatever. Yeah. But anyway, so spoilers for Pirates of the Caribbean now. If you don't care, and just that's fine. If you have seen it, obviously, stay with us. Okay.
I don't think we should spoil the whole thing with Barbossa.
We should.
I think people should see that for themselves. No, I think people should see that for themselves.
Yeah, but again, if people aren't going to see the movie because they don't like the franchise or the whatever, then they're not going to see it unless they're forced to by a friend like you. Anyway,
yeah, I'm a good friend.
So spoilers in 3, 2, 1. No. Okay. So first of all, so I guess with the whole Henry and whatever her name is love thing, like I think they did a reverse Guardians of the Galaxy where they even point out that they both have the same mission, which is both to find their fathers or whatever, and then like but instead of doing what the Guardians of the Galaxy did, which is bring that up and then immediately have the other guy be like that you're so unattractive, they just do a very generic like, oh, we like each other, but also we're I'm not a tamed woman. And whatever, and like it was weird to me that they had her be the whole like, oh, I'm smart and sciencey and I'm better than everyone, and that's fine if you're gonna have that and then have her change, but again, it's not like he's a guy of science who's then like shown up by this woman. He's just a guy who believes in curses and also is looking for his father.
Yes, is the opposite of science. Basically. Something that can't be explained by science. Yeah,
and I mean, so it wasn't anything like, so it wasn't generic in a way, but it was generic in the fact that there was this love story where like, I don't know, this woman's all her, she's cool, she's hip, I don't know. Well, yeah,
she's a feminist.
Yeah, doesn't shave, but anyway, and she wore a dress the entire time, and her boobs were just showing very much.
Except for that point where she wasn't wearing a dress because she was getting undressed.
Yeah,
but even then, she had like an underdress.
Yeah.
That was a funny scene.
Well, no, I mean, like, that scene where he was like, she was almost, like, I was like, fuck off, Johnny Depp.
I found that funny. I saw her ankles. You would have seen much more if you kept your cake hole shut. I found that funny.
I did like that, but again, yeah, it was like, anyway. And then, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like, the horologist one, I was kind of like, ugh. And then the one with the donkey seemed so forced. Like, it was fun once or twice, but he just kept bringing it up. I was like, fuck off with your donkey bullshit. Like, where he was like she's like, I'm an astronomer. He's like, oh yeah, you go around and plot the stars on a donkey or something like that. And it was funny the first few times, or first once or twice. But then like he just kept bringing it up, and then.
And the whole joke about the horologist.
I just said like that. I felt like a bit too forced. I mean, it was fine, but then it was like, I don't know.
I think the horologist joke pretty funny.
I've heard like the horizontally reclined joke like somewhere else, like on Mrs. Brown or something. I don't know. Like I think I've heard that joke somewhere as well. It might have been a joke they got from the internet, but I don't know. And also like in the previous movies, is his crew not like quite intelligent? Like not intelligent, but aren't they like quite like competent people?
I don't know.
Because in this one they just retarded, like to the point where they don't know what horologist is, and like I don't know. And I know they've been out at sea. Knew that from the beginning.
Gimli is pretty smart.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you know what, you're the captain now, so he doesn't get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, which is good. But I don't know. I know they've been at sea too, and they probably don't have much education. But to the point where you're not like like oh yeah. I don't know, whatever.
Well, now, if someone had come up in the street and said, hey, do you know what a horologist is? You would have been like, yeah, of course I do.
Yes.
Like I would have been like, no, what is that?
Well, no, like, but you wouldn't mistake horologist for whore.
No.
They're different things, unless that's the science of being a whore.
Yeah.
Horology. But yeah. Anyway, regardless, yeah, but again, yeah, very generic. And I did like the kind of thing where you see Jack Sparrow bang the mayor's wife or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty good.
Like, wait, a civilian, that's my wife.
Fuck the whore, and it's like, wait a second, that's my wife. And then he stays there, and you see him be still kind of angry at her. And so yeah.
Pretty funny.
And like back then, did people really just be, if a woman was into science, were they just immediately like, oh yeah, witch?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, wasn't it like witch if they were all like, yo fam? Like wasn't it only you were a witch if you were like brewing cocktails, or if you were like healing people and they couldn't explain it or something?
I'm not sure. I think it's just if they don't like, because reading the stars back then wouldn't have been a huge thing, and she's better than every man, and all the men are like, oh, you know what, I don't like that.
Yeah, but like she's looking through a fucking like telescope or something, and the guy's like, you're a witch. Like, it's not impossible to think, hey, she's not stupid. She's about as smart as you.
She's not a witch. Yeah.
But at a certain point, like the witch they do have, the bald person, she goes like, the person you're chasing is not a witch, and the guy goes, no, but you are, so find her. So at a certain point, they know she's not a witch. Why are they chasing her? Is it just so that they don't? Maybe they know she can find the trident and they don't want her to, I guess. I don't know.
I think at that point, yeah, because at that point, I'm pretty sure they did know about the trident. Yeah. And actually, that's something I want to point.
Oh no, they did. No, yeah, no, they did follow her. I remember. I guess, yeah, because they were trying to like Britain.
Yeah.
I think was it Britain or something. They were like, we will rule the world with the trident. Yeah, so
I
they were
really liked in that how instead of having the whole British people chasing them for the whole movie in the other movie, they go out there and they just get killed.
Yeah, which is nice.
Salazar's like, lol, you're dead now, because his ship eats ships.
Yeah. Oh, and the CGI Ghost Shark is pretty nice. Again, Jack Sparrow wins by being Jack Sparrow, but then again,
yeah. Even then, it was a close win too.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway,
Do you know what I thought? Just when I first saw that scene, I was thinking, oh, they've got some dead sharks. They're gonna throw them overboard because they'll be bleeding. They'll attract sharks.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's just, hey, look, they're alive now.
Yeah.
They are the sharks.
They are the sharks. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I didn't think a lot. I don't know. For me, a lot of the jokes didn't land. Like again, horologist. I can't really think of any other ones. Yeah. Again, to the no hero thing. So there's no real hero, and at a certain point, Henry gets possessed by what's his face, Salazar, and then like so he's even bad at that point. And then and then the curse is broken or whatever, and they're all turned to normal, and they have to run. And Salazar's just a real dick. But what's odd to me, or as well, so if we're gonna, so you know that, so we're talk about that scene with Barbosa.
Yes, that's not the scene I don't want to talk about.
Okay, so
at least if we're talking about the same scene, that is.
Well, okay, so I guess she's searching for her father, right?
Okay, that is the scene I didn't want.
Okay,
whatever.
well,
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so all along it turns out, OMG.
It's Barbosa.
Well, I was going to talk about the other one first, but anyway, yeah. So OMG, my dad's Barbosa. He figures that out, and then Jack's like, haha, lol. How could you produce such a beautiful child when you're so fucking ugly? Like,
he's also like, she's a horologist.
Yeah, just so you know, she's a horologist. I mean, bringing it back, yeah, that was fun. That was whatever, which was good. Again, the whole comedy comes in threes thing.
Did you guess that he was going to be her dad?
Well, when the compass pointed right at her, I was like, yeah.
I was thinking it just before that. She's like, oh, I lost my dad. I was just thinking, he's going to turn out to be the dad. And the second the compass pointed, I was like, oh, I'm so smart.
For a second there, I was like, I remember thinking, if you didn't understand what this meant, you could easily be like, oh, he wants to rape her, or something like that. But anyway, but then they obviously.
Well,
Jack,
pirates did do that.
Yeah, Jack explains it right there. So yeah. Yeah, these are very tame pirates too, considerably.
Yeah, I do find that funny. It's like, there's only one Smith or whatever her name is that I know of, and Barbossa's like, hey, how about you shut the fuck up? Or I'll kill
He's
you
like,
right
wait
now.
a second, what was her name? Margaret? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then although it was kind of like when he was like, saying like, "Oh, I know my stars," and she's like, "Yeah." Anyway,
Yeah. What is her name again? It was named after one of the stars. It starts with a C.
oh, it was like there was a C one and
Cordonia, was it?
Cordonia, and then there was one afterwards where that was my real. It started with a B, I think. It was Bar, but it was sort of similar to Bar, whatever. It was another star name, but it started with a B. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know why she went with a different star name for some reason. Anyway, but yeah, so the scene where so that's fine, but then at the end, like, it's a very quick, like, what am I to you, treasure? That was really weirdly quickly forced. They only brought that in just so that when they killed him off, that it would be kind of dramatic. Yeah. Which they did on when they were climbing up the chain. But again, I
really liked Barbossa. He's in it from the very first movie.
Yeah, but again, what annoys me about that scene is that Jack Sparrow's like, "Hey, I'll drop you my sword and you can do it." Come on, Jackie. When have you done anything for anyone in this movie? Just jump down and stab him. And again, he did not have to sacrifice himself. He could have caught the chain on his way down and just kicked him in the face.
See, the thing is, we don't know if he's dead because you could see the water rushed in under him.
Yeah.
So he probably didn't die from the impact of the water.
Well, that means that Salazar didn't. If you're.
Well, Salazar was stabbed in the back.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
Although
so Barbossa could have survived or drowned to death.
But it depends on, like, it did rush in underneath him, but then again, like, if he hit it hard enough, it's basically like hitting cement. So his bones would have been.
But that's when the water's still, because the water is moving. It wouldn't be like that. Also, and I couldn't stop thinking this once that happened. I was like, wait a minute. Oh Jesus! It was like, so you just broke Will's curse. You do realize he spends most of his time underwater.
Yeah, I did.
No longer breathe under. Is he dead?
Yeah.
Did you just kill your dad? But he's like, no, it's okay. I can all my.
Well, yeah. Apparently, I think the Flying Dutchman just goes out of water. Then I think is what
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because again, when the sun just goes to the bottom, like when the sun stands on it, it just rises up. So. Yeah. That's
because he's like, oh, I don't want my son to drown. He's an idiot.
Maybe he's like, oh shit, I don't want to drown either. Well, bam. But yeah, I don't know. So that moment didn't make me feel anything. But again, I guess if you knew him from the, from
I really liked Barbossa.
If you were into him from the entire series, then I guess you'd be like, oh,
I was totally into him.
What a sad thing.
Yeah.
OMG. Yeah. Again, it is really a film that is meant to tie into the other films. But again, I guess they could have tried to, I don't know, appeal to the newbies like me more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, regardless, I'd say it's an alright film. Not great to me. I wouldn't see it again. But I guess if someone, what if it was on in a room, with like if someone had been binging them and like they were watching the final one and I just happened to walk in, I wouldn't probably. I might sit down and watch it with them. Yeah. But anyway, what are your opinions of the film? Would you see it again?
Probably not in the cinema.
Yeah.
But I did like it.
Yeah. Right. I know we don't usually do ratings, but we could rate it on the Likt scale if you'd like, out of 10.
Okay, I would give it a 5, maybe a 6 out of 10. It was pretty good.
I give it a 4. I would say it's better. It has a rating above Batman vs Superman, but below Man of Steel, I guess. Yeah. I didn't hate it, and it was quite well made. But again, it was I think for me it was quite meh. I think. Whereas I guess for Batman vs Superman it made me angry for a moment.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, moving on, which we got through that quite quick. We can move into letters.
Woo! Listen to that! Oh my God! All those chords and stuff.
I might change it actually, because the more I listen back to it, the more I hate it. But anyway,
well, would you look at that? It's some different chords now.
Well, we'll see if it's changed this time around. But anyway, maybe it's the same chords.
Those same chords are pretty something, you know.
Also, you guys will find out that the intro to the podcast, the music, is also a music used in my album that has either come out or, well, it'll definitely have come out by the time this is up. But anyway, yeah.
What a plug!
What a plug! Go to my album. Anyway, so
a plooge.
Again, Green Charter, lovely comments that says, "Oh my God, Lewis, your fucking channel."
Yeah.
That
you
bio.
spelled my name right. Woo.
Speaking of which, video games. Which ones are your favorite and least favorite? And are you proud console plebs or the master race variety? Now,
Master Race.
if I can, yeah, we both are computers people, but again, if I can say,
We both used to be consoles.
yeah, when I was on Xbox 360, I remember having conversations with people being like, "Yo, fam, why can't we just all like what we like? You know, why can't we?" I was more mature back then because
now you're like, no, fuck it.
You knew it. Hey, Khalil. Now I'm trying to get back into being more of a nice person. But back then I used to be like, why can't we all just like what we like? And then they would be like, yeah, but Xbox is stupid. And I'm like, fuck you! Like, I would just get really angry. Like, yeah. But anyway, it was quite,
I was the same. I'd be like, well, everyone can like what they want, but Xbox is better.
But I'm better. Yeah, but I'm better than you. I lost a friend. I lost a friend over us having a really heated debate over PlayStation 3 versus Xbox 360. We literally never talked again after shouting on each other over Facebook about it.
Cool. Although, between the PS3 and the Xbox 360, it is the 360 that's better.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, hardware-wise, it's definitely the PlayStation 4 because of the fact that, like, they've got, like,
yes, but I'm talking about PlayStation 3 to Xbox 360.
No, like, the PlayStation 3 has, like, Blu-ray and everything because it was a year later and all that. So, hardware-wise, it is better. But and Xbox 360 is famously red rings and all that. But if you're talking about, like, games overall, Xbox 360 had better ones. Yeah. I think, anyway, in my opinion. Although Last of Us was quite good. But again, also with Xbox, their whole, like, their online, the indie arcade where, like, it just got so many people, like, you know, with the whole, all that shit, all the games. And then with, their online was also way better than PlayStation's. So, yeah.
So, do you want to say what your favorite games are? Like, just do maybe your top 3.
Okay. So, now I could easily just be like Batman Arkham City, then Batman Arkham Asylum, and then Batman.
Other Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Pick 3 different games.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, I don't even think Arkham Asylum is one of my favorites, but it is such a good game. So, I would say Halo 2 is quite a nostalgic game for me, but I think Halo 3 is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, same. Halo 3 is the most nostalgic game for me ever.
Yeah, and I just have quite good memories of Halo 3, and I still have Halo 2 and my original Xbox, and I still play it sometimes. But Halo 3, yeah, definitely probably my favorite. I would also say my favorite game ever. And that used to be my favorite series until they fucked it up with the newest one, and also 4 wasn't great.
Yeah, I didn't like 4. I really liked Reach, and I'm pretty sure some people didn't. But I did.
I think the online for 4 was probably better because of the whole way that they changed all the controls, which was... So for some people they didn't like it, but now they have like every gun has a scope, which is decent, and they have a grenade warning, and also like grenades are just right bumper rather than, I think they might have been right bumper, but I think it's sometimes they were left trigger. Yeah, because the zoom in was like in was it was weird. Anyway, but yeah, and then my second will probably be Arkham City because it's so vast and open world, and even the Batman villains that aren't main characters, they turn into side quests, and they're perfect for that, because if you get like Riddler, who isn't a great main villain, like to just piss you off and be like, oh, you have to collect all these trophies and you have to solve these riddles and you have to go through my challenges, like that's quite good. And then there's Hush in it and blah blah blah, and it's just it's a good like good 20 hours of gameplay, I think, for just the story, and then for everything else it would add like another 10 or 15 back onto that, and then there's DLC if you want to get that too. With Catwoman and Nightwing and extra missions with like Tim Drake, Robin, and all that, so it's pretty good. And yeah, it's great. Third one I guess might be Psychonauts, which is underrated. It's like basically this kid is like, look at me, I'm going to a camp for psychics, and guess what? I'm the best psychic. It's great, and he subconsciously goes into people's minds, and then his real world starts turning into their subconscious, where they're like afraid of stuff, and and it's just insane, and it's quite a good game. You can get it on Steam or like Xbox and the original Xbox and PlayStation 2. Yeah, so quite a good game. Those 3 are amazing. Go get them.
Oh god,
they all went on. They're all quite cheap for the Batman and so Arkham City and Psychonauts are quite cheap. You can get Batman I think for €5 sometimes on sale, and then Psychonauts for €1, but €10 maximum. So yeah, there you go.
And my 3 favourite games, probably, I'd agree with Halo 3, definitely for nostalgic reasons. Yeah. Also, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, again, for nostalgic reasons, because that's the first game, I think I completed fully, and I had the best armour, that you had to do a secret way to get and all that. Yeah. And I was super proud, okay? And then other than that, Brutal Legend, which is made by the same people who made Psychonauts. And that's a game where Jack Black is the main character. He plays a guy named Eddie Riggs, and he's basically a roadie in real life. And he gets in this bad accident where this statue falls on him, and an amulet that he wears that he thought was just a necklace activates and sends him to this different world, where you find out as you go through the story that's where his dad lived for a long time, and that's where he was born. And so you find out he's actually half demon.
Yeah.
And it's very much based around music and metal and rock, and like the different bad guys are based off different genres like pop, goth, and I think heavy metal maybe, because Eddie Riggs is rock. And it's like one of your weapons is a battle axe, double bladed, and then your other weapon is a guitar.
Yeah.
That when you play sends lightning down, and it's just really cool. It has people like what's his
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne, yeah.
Yeah.
And something Killmaster is in it.
Yeah.
As a guy who I'm pretty sure his name is something Killmaster as well.
Something Killmaster, yeah. Yeah.
But it's a really good game, and it's also on Steam. And at the moment, depending on when this goes up, it's on sale for $2.24. You should buy it.
Yeah. And yes, that's pretty good.
It has a great story. Also, I didn't say that.
It has a great story. Yeah. All right. So you want to move into recommendations?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Woo. Recommendation.
Woo.
So what's your recommendation for this week?
So I'm gonna let you go first because I'm trying to think if I've watched anything new recently.
All right. Well, I could easily say Batman Arkham City because I have been binging that, and you definitely, I don't know if it's on sale anymore, but at the very least give it a look over and see if it's worth, it's definitely worth your time, and it'll keep you occupied for, like, if it's $10 at maximum, $10 at €10 at maximum, it's still definitely worth your time because of just so much, there's just so much in it, like, for that little price that they're having it on now, and you get all the DLC with it basically for the €10, I believe. But yeah, definitely give that a look if you want to, and especially if you're interested in Batman because it has all the people and blah blah blah. But I guess something else I could also plug, not plug, something else
Suggest, you mean?
Suggest, yes. Would be, I'd like to say Devil May Cry. It's a video game basically where your name, so if you play Devil May Cry, I'm talking about the new one, the DMC Devil May Cry. For those of you who know what Devil May Cry is and have played it, yeah, it's quite a hard game where you're Dante, the white-haired guy, and you go around and you're basically Dante, and you're the son of
that's a black guy's name.
and you're the son of a demon and an angel basically, and you're going around saving the worlds and all that and stuff. In Devil May Cry, the DMC one, the newest one, you're basically young Dante, where you've got black hair and yeah, and essentially you're just into prostitutes and stuff, and you're basically a trailer trash guy. And at a certain point, demons start coming into your world, and you begin to enter limbo, where it's this alternate reality where anything can happen. And it creates for some amazing level design, where like there's a mirror universe, and like you're in a dance club, one of them, and you know you're just in, or you're in a trailer park where like everything is like insane and hypercolor. And essentially you are again the son of a, you know, your dad's like a demon, your mother's an angel, and they had you, who's half of both. So you have like guns that you have like weapons that are demons and weapons that are for angels. So like you've got hooks and giant blades that can come out of your hands, and you've got infinite ammo guns that can end people's lives. You got a giant sword, and you get like, you know, get shurikens that you can do and stuff like that, and it's great. And give it a look out. And you also have like a person that you're with. You find your brother who's more on the angel side because has white hair, and you're more on the devil side because you got, you know, black hair, and you're like you're more adept at that, and he's more adept at the angel stuff. And basically you work together to kind of stop all the monsters from coming out and save the world from because you kind of learn that like there's a guy who can dip into both realms, and he's basically making people fat and lazy and turning and making them all like, you know, really shit human beings.
So and like what regular humans are like for the most part.
Yeah, so that they can't fight back when he brings all the demons through, and you're kind of trying to stop them. And there's giant demons, and then there's there's fast ones. You know, like great level design, great bosses, great game mechanics, great story, and amazing.
Great.
Just everything. It's great. So give that a look. I'm not sure how much it is. if it goes on
It's
sale.
I'm looking at it right now. It's
on Steam.
for DMC Devil May Cry, which came out 2013, which
Yeah.
seems to be the latest. It's €30.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's it'll definitely go on sale, but at least give it a look. Or you could even just Google some of it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to suggest Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
Just because it's a fun game. It's €15 usually.
Right now
And-
it's $2.50. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, $2.25. And it's a weekend sale that's gone on till Tuesday for some reason. I don't know why. They just haven't taken it down yet. But you
Yeah.
should really look into that. Its story is amazing.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite game.
And yeah, that's pretty good. So, where can they find you and me on the social medias?
At Karmic Moss. It's on the right usually.
Yeah, on Twitter.
You'll see the name right there. You're probably looking at it right now and you're like, oh wow, look at that name. Yeah.
And then
I retweet lots of random stuff like cats and stuff. I like that.
cats, yes. You can get me on the Twitter at iluvwheat, and then it's on screen and usually in the on our page if you're on SoundCloud, and then on YouTube I'm just iluvwheat. Twitch iluvwheat. I make bad videos where I make fun of people even though they're better than me usually as human beings go. Album is out. There'll be a promo to it on my new video, and I'll just throw a link in the description. Have you made anything that I can link to? Nothing. No YouTube channels you want me to link to or anything?
No YouTube channels.
Okay. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Check out all the stuff. If you want to go see Pirates, do it. If you've already seen it, tell us what you thought about it. If you enjoyed it or not.
Also, what's it called?
And ask questions.
Wonder
Ask
Woman's
questions
out
in the
on
description.
1st.
So go.
Wonder Woman's out on the 1st of next month. So go see that
next week. So we're gonna see that and we're gonna review that. Also, I think we always forget to say this. Comment stuff, like ask questions or whatever, or even just say stuff like we might like talk about it or whatever. Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, goodbye.
Bye.